so much fun. I'm gonna be building myself some privacy. All right, well, you know, not too private, but what I was doing, I was fishing online, looking at the work of one of my fans. All right, and he's so brilliant. He came up with this folding screen, and I have a picture of it, so let me show you right here. Okay, ooh, isn't this great? You gotta love it. It's like a wood cutout, and you know, I really want to make one of these for myself, so I'm going to do my own little variation on it, okay, because I'm not going to copy him completely, but pretty darn close, okay? So he's quite the inspiration to me. All right, so to get started, what we're going to do is begin with a drawing. All right, so let's work it out in pencil first. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of draw 3 panels really quickly here. And then my own little twist is I want to add like a dragonfly. I love dragonflies, okay? So I'm thinking that I could have a couple, you know, flying around here like that. All right. Woo, there we go. So now that we've got the design done, it's time to choose our wood. All right, and decide how hard we want it. Normally you think that's a given to that answer, okay? But in this case, I'm going to be using pine. Okay, it's not my first choice, but it is a nice soft wood and it's easy to cut. All right, and I'm going to make up with technique and design what I can't have with an expensive piece of wood, okay? I'm going to make do with what I can afford today, all right? So let's take our pine and let's draw out our pattern. Ooh, here we go. Okay, so I've got it all drawn out. This is just perfect. Okay, I drew it in chalk, and then I went over it with pencil marks, okay, right here, that show you where I'm going to actually do the cutting. All right, so here we go. Let's just take one of our panels, ooh, put it down on the sawhorses, and then we're going to take the old jigsaw, all right, and I got a fresh blade, nice little scroll cutting blade, and let's get to it. Okay, so we've got the flower pieces all cut out. This is just fabulous. All right, so now it's time we're gonna do a little sanding. Oh yes. Woo, there we go. Okay, so now, woo, got that all sanded. Now let's do a little assemblage. And to do that, we're going to need the parts to assemble, all right? And what I've got here, well, I've got the flower. We've got one of them laying on the table. Okay, and then I've got, ooh, 2 1x3 clear pine. All right, same material, just a little bit better looking. Okay, and what I'm going to do is put, I think, 1 piece on each side. Okay, and then we're going to need a piece across the top and across the bottom, and I think I can probably cut this off with an 8-foot piece, and it's all going to work perfect. Oh, I love this. Okay, so we need to figure out the width, and then we're just going to come down here to the flower and let's measure. Ooh, and we already know that it's 16 inches. Well, not exactly. You know, it never is the size they say it is. Actually, it's about 15 and 15/16 of an inch. All right, there we go. You know, it's always good to know what size you're dealing with. Perfect. Okay, so let's mark that out on our 1x3s, and we're going to cut away 2 pieces for our cross pieces. Now to join all this stuff up, I guess I could do something like a biscuit joint, which is, you know, a little more involved, and I don't exactly have the tools for that, so I'm going to go with a more simple route, okay? And I'm going to be using just a little wooden dowel peg, all right? Kind of reminds me of a boyfriend I used to date. Yeah, he was so, I think we'll just give it a whirl here. All right, so got my section. What I'm going to do is find where I want the peg to be drilled, tap it a little bit with my nail punch. Woo, there we go, and then let's drill. You know, once you get into the project, you get the momentum going, and I really get a feel for exactly, you know, how deep you like it, you know. There we go. That's better. Perfect. Woo! Okay, so let's do this all the way around the flower. Okay, so the glue's had a chance to dry overnight and get nice and hard. Okay, so now we can take off the clamps, okay, and do a little sanding. And what we're going to do is take the belt sander in any places we have the glue, okay, we're going to use it there, and then we're going to finish it off with the finish sander. All right. Woo! There we go. Okay, and you're going to want to remember to use a little sandpaper on the edges, okay? Get it all nice and smooth. Perfect. So now, let's put on some color. All right, and to do that, what we're going to do is first, because we're going to use a few different colors, so we're going to mask out the flowers, and we're going to do those first, and then we're going to mask out the stem, and then we're going to do the frame. All right, so you're also going to want to wipe it down. Perfect. And then, okay, so let's take some tape along where I know the nose of the dragonfly will go. All right, and then I'm going to pencil on top of the tape. Perfect. And then we're going to take an X-Acto knife and then just cut the tape out. Woo, there we go. And now I'm going to remove this top part of the tape. Alrighty, so we can paint the flower first and then we'll remove the tape and paint the dragonfly. Alright, so let's mask out all the other edges around the flower. Alrighty, you're going to want to burnish your edges really well. Alright, and then we can apply some color. So I'm going to go around and do this to all the flowers. Alrighty, and then let's put on the stain. First coat's dry, all right, so now it's time for the second coat. And I'm going to do this a little bit differently, and then I'm just going to use the brown all over instead of the 4 different colors. Okay, so let's watch how this changes things. And I'm going to rub off a little extra color in the middle of the flowers, and that's just going to make it have a nice little antique look. All right, so now let's line up the hinges, do some pre-drilling, and screw them on. Yes! Okay, so there we go. Now, let's put this thing in position. It's heavy. Alrighty, woo, there we go. I think I've got myself some semi-privacy now. Woo, now all I have to do is put on a little protective polyurethane coating, and we've got ourselves a folding screen.